Hello everyone. Today we will be talking about the quarter one results of the leading automaker in the country, that's Maruti Suzuki. So Maruti has declared the quarter one results of the current financial year, which is from April to June 2021-2022. So let us take a look at how the results have been for the company. But before we do that, let us take a look at how their journey has been in the stock market till now. So Maruti got listed on the stock exchange in 2003 at a share price of 182 rupees. Now in 2021, the share price has jumped to 7,100 rupees. Now that's a growth of 3,800% from the time it was listed, and the compounded annual growth rate that Maruti has given is 23%, which means year on year the wealth of its investors have grown by 23%. That's huge achievement for the Maruti stockholders. Now before we start looking at the results, there is a cautionary statement that's being given by the management of Maruti, and that is the production of Maruti was severely affected in the current quarter, which is why comparing the quarterly results with the previous year's same quarter would not be very meaningful. Hence, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the current quarter results, and I'm going to show you the numbers for the previous year's similar quarter, but we are not going to look at the growth percentages there. So the sales volume has actually been at 3,53,614 units, which means they have sold 3.5 lakh units this particular quarter, whereas previous year similar quarter they sold 76,599 units. In terms of the net sales, the company reported a net sale number of 1,67,000 crores, whereas for previous year the number was 37,000 crores. The earnings before interest and tax, which we call EBIT, was at 5,635, and that has jumped from a negative number of 3,400 crores last year. If you look at the profit after tax, that has also jumped from a negative 2,494 crores last year to 4,400 crores this year. Because these results are not comparable, I would not comment on the Maruti results till now. Let us now take a look at some of the key insights that I found in their annual report. Let us first talk about the SUVs, the sport utility vehicles in India, and first we are going to discuss about the entire auto sector in general. So the SUV business as a percentage of the entire auto sector business is constantly on the rise. If you look at this graph, in financial year 20, the number was 26%, which means 26% of all the products sold, of all the net sales that was coming, was from the SUV segment. In financial year 21, that jumped to 32%. In the quarter one of the current financial year, this number is at 38%, and in May 2022, this number jumped to 48%. The point that I'm trying to highlight is SUV share has constantly been on the rise. So let us take a look at how does Maruti fare in the SUV segment. So there are two ranges that Maruti has. One is in the entry level SUV and the other is in the mid-range SUV. In the entry level SUV, Maruti has the Maruti Vitara Brezza, and in the mid-range they have the Maruti SCross. Now the concern that the management has that while Vitara Brezza is doing extremely well in the market and is gaining a very good momentum in terms of net sales, Maruti S-Cross has completely been overshadowed by its competitors. Maruti S-Cross has not been doing well and has been overshadowed by a Hyundai Creta, by a Kia Seltos and other major players. So if you look at the SUV business in general, which has a potential to grow by leaps and bounds in the coming future, Maruti needs to pick up pace in this particular segment. The management has already raised concerns about this, and they are confident with the new models that they are coming up, this is likely to improve in the near future. So this is something that I'm keenly looking out in the future for Maruti, and this will have a severe impact on their overall profitability. Let us now take a look at the future outlook of Maruti based on the results. The CNG supply is expected to be restored, and that's again is likely to give a boost in the net sales. So in the current quarter, this production of Maruti was severely impacted because of lack of oxygen due to COVID, and thereby the CNG models were not produced to an extent where they should have been produced. For the current quarter, this is expected to be improved because Maruti has a 90% market share in all the CNG models. And given that CNG supply will be restored, more models will be coming up, the sales is expected to go up. The management is already seeing a demand in the new inquiries that are coming up, in the new sales that's going up. So the customer inquiries are already at Q4 of financial year 2021 levels. If you look at the advanced bookings, the bookings are at 85% of Q4 FY21 levels, and that was a quarter that was not affected by COVID. At least the growth had significantly slowed down for the virus. So the demand was at its peak, and the bookings have now reached at 85% of those levels. One of the major concerns for all the players in the auto sector is that the chip shortages is expected to continue for a year. The use of semiconductors has gone up because of rapid digitization. Everyone is using mobile nowadays, owing to everything moving online. So the use of semiconductors and other chips that involve the use of semiconductors has actually gone up, but the production has not been able to keep up pace with the demand. So there's an expected shortage in chips and other electronic devices that are used in the cars of Maruti. So that's the future outlook for Maruti. And if you look at the future share price, the current market price stands at 7,108 rupees. The target price that I'm quoting is 7,930, and that's an upside of 12% in a period of 12 months. I expect short-term volatility to continue because of shortages in the semiconductors, shortages in the chips, but the long-term outlook for the stock remains very stable. So I am investing. I would suggest that 12% upside in the Maruti stock is very likely. Alright, that's it from my end. Thanks for watching the video. For more of such quality content, please subscribe the channel. Thank you.